Hi everybody. We're going to introduce two new models today. So we're talking about the Armoury's Model 15 and Model 16 jackets. Before we start with talking about the 15 and 16 though, I wanted to give a little bit of context. So last couple of years, the world of clothing has definitely changed because obviously the world has changed. Your work wardrobes probably don't look like they used to because obviously people are working from home, people are not going to the office as much, and so the reliance on the navy and gray suit is not as great as it used to be. And this is not a bad thing. Like a lot of people have started to experiment with sport coats, patterned coats, with things like the safari jacket, the road jacket, the city hunter, the three-pocket blouson. Like people have really broadened their horizons to what they can wear and still look professional and still feel very work appropriate, and but at the same time like express themselves even more. And I think that's wonderful, you know. Now, the Armoury a couple years ago started down this path where we were experimenting with new tailoring styles, and one really significant one was the Model 11, which is actually what I'm wearing now. Now the Model 11, which is an American style jacket, is what we would call a dartless jacket or a sack jacket. And it occurred to me the other day, we now have 4 models in the Armoury's range that are dartless. Okay, we have the Model 11, we have the Model 12, we have the Model 15, and we have Model 16. The best way to explain what a dartless jacket is actually to look at it in comparison with a darted jacket. So this is a Model 3. This is a jacket with a dart in it, right? And the dart runs here from the chest down to the hips. And this dart is a seam that takes away a little bit of cloth right here in the waist, and it allows for a good waist suppression. It provides this nice hourglass shape to the garment. Now the downside is when you have a pattern, right, like this is a repeating check with taupe and blue stripes, and this check should be 2 fingers wide in the taupe rectangle, but when it gets to the seam, because you've lost a little bit of cloth here, it's only 1 finger wide. For some people, not a big deal. For other people, it's visually like kind of a bummer. And so dartless jackets are one way to get around that. You know, when you have a pattern, that pattern is no longer affected, but you might have slightly less waist suppression. Like this is the Model 11, as I mentioned earlier, and without that dart, right, you don't get that hourglass shape. You get a little bit of waist suppression because you can still do it from the side seams, but it's not as hourglassy as a Model 3, for instance. Is that a bad thing? No, not necessarily. Like, you know, the world has moved in this direction where people are wearing clothing in a little bit more of a casual way, and I think also the world is quite ready for a more relaxed silhouette, and that is what dartless jackets are very good at providing. Now, beyond the Model 11, we also have the Model 12. This is this spring-summer's Model 12, which I really, really like, in this cotton and, I believe it's a cotton linen mix. And the Model 12 is characterized by these really lovely wide pockets with a heavy double stitch detail on the pockets and on the lapels. We also do it with a one-piece back and no darts. So this was our next model in our kind of dartless jacket range. And that brings us to this season. So this season is the introduction of the 15 and the 16. The 15 is actually our take on a Florentine jacket. So a Florentine jacket is roughly this, right? You don't have that dart here anymore. So this beautiful pattern, this is a zinnia cloth. You have this beautiful zinnia check with the rust over check, and it's not broken up. Like you get that full effect from top to bottom, which I think is really, really beautiful. Other things that characterize the Model 15, shoulders are slightly broader than the Model 3. The jacket itself is slightly shorter, and it means the buttoning point comes up a little bit as well. Also, from the buttoning point downwards, there's a nice kind of gentle curve to it, whereas the Model 3 is a little bit straighter beneath the buttoning point. And then finally, the lapel is slightly shorter. The width is the same, but because the buttoning point is higher and the jacket is shorter, the lapel is slightly shorter. And this piece, the collar has come down a little bit. So the lapel starts a little bit lower, and the gorge, which is this shape here, the gorge is also slightly lower. All right, so that is the Model 15 out for spring-summer 2022, and we do it in this great zinnia pattern cloth. We also have it in a beautiful navy hopsack. And then finally, I want to show you my favorite this season, which is the Model 16. So the Model 16 is is the double-breasted version of this, basically. It is a 4-button double-breasted jacket. It's got this kind of 1930s Palm Beach vibe to it. And as you can see, compared to like the Model 6, which is our darted double-breasted, it's a little fuller. You know, it's a little fuller. It has a little bit less shape to it, but still flattering, and it's very cool. I really like it. Like it just feels a little bit more casual, yet still very elegant, and it's got the amount of detail that you want to really feel, oh wow, that's a really smart looking garment. Again, no darts on, no vents on the back, and one-piece back, just like the Model 12. For the Model 16, we have it in this beautiful blue 2-piece suit style. We also do it in a linen herringbone, and we also do it in a navy hopsack. All these are online and in-store now. If you've never tried on a Dartless jacket, this might be a good season to start, right? They are super interesting, and I hope you like them. Please leave a comment and tell us what you think. All right, that's about it for now, and thanks for watching.